The Battle of Okehazama, fought on June 12, 1560, Gregorian calendar, was a dramatic and unexpected turning point during Japan's Sengoku period, a time of near-constant civil war and social upheaval. At the center of the clash were two very different leaders, Oda Nobunaga, a young and unconventional daimyo ruling the Owari province, and Imagawa Yoshimoto, a seasoned and highly respected warlord controlling the provinces of Suruga, Tatami, and Mikawa. Yoshimoto, who had ambitions to march on Kyoto and establish dominance over the fragmented country, gathered a formidable army estimated at 25,000 men. His plan was to cut across Owari on his way to the capital, eliminating Nobunaga as a minor obstacle. To that end, the Imagawa army began its advance by seizing key fortifications on the border of Owari, including the castles of Washizu and Marun, defended by Nobunaga's retainers Sakuma Morishige and Oda Nobumitsu. These early victories made Yoshimoto and his commanders confident that Owari would soon fall, especially since Nobunaga's reputation at the time was far from impressive. Many regarded him as erratic and inexperienced, even within his own clan. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Nobunaga did not retreat or seek alliances. He made a bold and nearly suicidal decision to confront Yoshimoto directly. According to contemporary chronicles like the Shincho Koki, he gathered only around 2,000 to 3,000 men and performed the now famous war dance, the Atsumori, before departing Kiyosu Castle, declaring that a man only lives once and must seize destiny when the opportunity arises. Nobunaga marched his troops south and made camp near a small gorge and forested valley near the village of Okehazama, where the Imagawa troops were resting after their advance, having established a base camp at Dengakwazama. The day was hot and humid, and Yoshimoto's troops, thinking they had won a significant victory with the capture of Marun, were reportedly drinking and celebrating under reduced guard. Nobunaga cleverly deployed a feint. He left banners and flags fluttering at Zenshoji fortress to deceive enemy scouts into believing his main force was stationary, while secretly maneuvering the bulk of his men through a wooded ravine toward the unsuspecting Imagawa encampment. A thunderstorm broke out as his forces advanced, masking their movement and adding to the confusion. The storm is often remembered as a critical natural ally, concealing the sounds of the approaching army and disorienting the already relaxed Imagawa troops. Around midday, Nobunaga's men launched a furious and concentrated surprise attack. The Imagawa soldiers, caught completely off guard and in disarray, were unable to mount a coordinated defense. In the confusion, Nobunaga's warriors, including Mori Shinsuke and Hattori Kohita, located Yoshimoto himself, who was at first reportedly unfazed by the commotion, believing it to be a drunken quarrel among his own men. Upon realizing he was under attack, Yoshimoto tried to fight back but was swiftly cut down. His head was taken and presented to Nobunaga, confirming the complete collapse of the Imagawa command structure. Once news of Yoshimoto's death spread, the rest of the Imagawa army panicked and fled, resulting in a total rout. The implications of the battle were immense. The Imagawa clan, which had stood as one of the great powers of central Japan, was shattered. Yoshimoto's heir, Imagawa Yujizane, proved incapable of holding the clan's territories together, and many of their vassals broke away. One of these was Matsudaira Motoyasu, later known as Tokugawa Ieyasu, who was then a young vassal under Imagawa control. Freed from his obligations, he would go on to become one of Nobunaga's most powerful allies and eventually the unifier of Japan after Nobunaga's death. The Battle of Okehazama established Oda Nobunaga's reputation as a military genius who could defy overwhelming odds through cunning, psychological warfare, and bold strategy. His use of terrain, weather, and deception would become textbook examples of strategic brilliance. The victory also marked the beginning of Nobunaga's rapid expansion through central Japan and laid the foundations for the eventual unification of the country under the Tokugawa shogunate. This battle, often compared to the likes of Hannibal's victory at Cannae or Alexander's tactics at Gaugamela, remains one of the most studied and celebrated military actions in Japanese history.